everybody, it's terrific, and I'm back again to talk some more about one of my very favorite publishers of all time, and that is Lividian Publications, as well as one of my favorite authors, and that's Robert McCammon. Recently I've shown you some things from Lividian Publications, and I've bragged on and on about how excellent the stuff is. And to start with, I want to mention Brian James Freeman, the owner of Lividian Publications, has a Patreon thing going on. And I can honestly tell you right now, with all truthfulness and sincerity and all joking aside, I don't think you can afford to not be a patron subscriber of some sort to Brian James Freeman. All you got to do is look on the eBay and see what some of that stuff is selling for. Even if you never intend to ever sell something, if there's anything that comes out from Lividian Publications and you want it, buying it on the secondary market may be expensive. It may be daunting. And so I recommend don't let it come to that. If you see the chapbooks that have come out to the lowest tier of the Patreon subscription, their lowest tier, you get these free or not free, you paid for the subscription, but you get chapbooks that come your way. Don't try to buy those things on the secondary market unless you want to spend a lot of money. Like I said, all you got to do is look. So I recommend, if you got any interest at all, get something. Subscribe to something, and it'll be worth your while. Some excellent stuff comes out of there, and you really can't afford to buy it on the secondary market. Therefore, you really can't afford to not subscribe in some way. That's being said, I get no money from that. Just my opinions. Just telling you what I think. I got one of the tiers in the Patreon subscription level, and I've been very pleased. I've been pleased with stuff I bought and stuff that I got all along the way. Recently I showed you The King of Shadows, Robert McCammon's latest Matthew Corbett novel. Matthew Corbett is a character that I truly love. As a Robert McCammon fan, I think Speaks the Nightbird, the very first book in the Matthew Corbett series, is my favorite McCammon book, and one of my perhaps handful, definitely one of my 10 favorite novels that I've read. I liked it that much. And the series is terrific. And if you're a fan of McCammon's, Matthew Corbett is the perfect character and the perfect setup for a series. Tailor-made. The character is ripe for the series, and the series is phenomenal. So I recommend you jump right in at the beginning. Don't skip ahead. Start at the beginning. It builds, it develops. You need that build and that development. One of the things that Lividian Publications has done is that they've gained the rights to most of the Matthew Corbett, Robert McCammon novels. Not all. The way I understand it, it's not very well. I do know that they did not get the rights to Speaks the Nightbird and Queen of Bedlam, the first two books in the series. I don't know the ins and outs of how and why and all that kind of stuff, but they don't seem to be publishing them, so I assume it's because he can't. At least not right now. Maybe at some point things will change. But the second one, or the third one in that series, you notice is missing here, called Mr. Slaughter. I don't have the limited edition. It's not because I don't want it. It's just because opportunity hasn't met wallet. And I haven't gotten it yet. I intend to at some point. It's on the list of books what gots to be bought for terrific. But one of the things that he's done is he's acquired the rights to all the rest. After Queen of Bedlam, all the rest got the rights and is re-releasing them in some cases, the limited editions as they come out, but also in trade paperbacks, great big paperback books. Now, on some of those trade paperback books, Brian James Freeman made ARCs, advanced reader copies or advanced review copies or proofs, all sorts of different names for them, many names that I can't remember off the top of my head, 4 or 5 of them, I think. And that's what I'm going to show you today, right here. And this will include also my only copy of the book Mr. Slaughter. I don't have the limited, I don't have any versions of that book. So this would be my first copy of Mr. Slaughter. One day, I hope to get the opportunity to meet Mr. McCammon and to get him to put some ink on these books. One day, hopefully, you never know, maybe not. But that'd be kind of cool. Let's open these things up, take a look and see what arcs look like, what these books look like. And I've got a spot already reserved. He-Man has to move away. And the arcs are going right there next to my other Matthew Corbett books. So as I open this up, arcs are something that some people collect hard. That's their thing, their passion when it comes to collecting is arcs. And some people don't care about them. Some people just view them as something to read. Others view them as something to sell. I get an arc, I sell it. No, I don't. Some people do. And that pisses off some folks. There's an author named Joe R. Lansdale. Ever hear of him? He'll flat out tell anybody who will listen, don't ever bring me an arc to sign, because I'm not signing it. And it kind of stems from stuff like that getting sold. As a rule of thumb, authors don't get paid for arcs. So when they're sold to other people and stuff, it's kind of like giving away something that was never paid on the front end. I don't know. It's touchy. It pisses some people off. Well, we'll just say that about that. We open this box up here and look inside, and I am pleased to see that Lividian Publications isn't just carefully packaging their limited edition fancy hardcover books. They're also carefully packaging the freebies, the stuff that they don't actually sell. I mean, you pay for different tiers and things like that, but on Patreon subscriptions, but they're also giving away this stuff in well-packaged, protected boxes with foam and all that. And I didn't know if that would be the case. I didn't know. And I didn't know what to expect with this. So I was, you kind of picture things, a box full of books, because some other people do that, and it's getting kicked around, tossed around, bashed and beaten. But look here, I'm talking, and we got foam on top of die cut or laser cut foam with more foam inside of it. Double protection. This is softer than this. But unbelievable, man. You want to talk about a person who cares about doing things the right way? This is proof. This is caring about doing things the right way. It doesn't matter what condition the books are in the warehouse. What matters is the condition that the books are in when they get to my house, when they get to your house. That's all that matters. That's the only thing that matters. And we're looking at a publisher who makes sure that that process goes as well as it can possibly go. So moving on, we got a bunch of holes here to help me perhaps get a grab on my stack of books and get them out. Maybe we'll just pull the whole thing out in one big shebang. How's that sound? So die cut foam on top of foam. We'll pull that foam out. Foam. Man, that's good. And here's the bundle. This is the bundle of advanced reader copies. So Lividian Publications calls it advanced review copy, not for sale, coming July 2022. Can you see that? And you can also see this thing's wrapped in plastic. My books don't stay in plastic. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not. So let's open this thing up, get them out of the plastic, and see how good they look in person. I was talking about arcs and how some people, it's the top of the line when it comes to book collecting. And the theory for arc lovers, probably, I can't speak for them, but what I see as the cool thing about an arc, an advanced review copy in this case, is that it's the first. It's the one that comes before the first edition, first print. So it's truly the first. And I think that is a charm for folks. I think that's one of the things that makes them special. Also, there's probably not that many of them. On top of that, a lot of them are read and handled and noted and passed around, and they end up getting in poor condition pretty fast. So the art collectors have something that's not very common and that you just can't go to the store and buy. You can't just go on a website and buy. So I think some of those things combine, plus it being the first, before the first, combined to make them very special to a lot of folks. As a rule, I don't go out and collect arcs. But this bundle was really neat. Not only did they have artwork that is different, that is different from previous artwork on previous editions of the books, but the arcs are made to look really nice. A lot of arcs are just plain Jane looking softcover, big softcover books. These look nice, and I wanted them, and I didn't have a Mr. Slaughter, and I just thought it would be cool, man. I thought it would be cool to have arcs for this set, being a big Corbett fan, Lividian Press fan, Robert McCammon fan. So I'm really glad, I'm thankful to have been able to score at least these 5. So this bundle does not include the arc for King of Shadows. And also, Lividian Publications is selling these 5 trade soft covers. They won't be advanced review copies. Probably the only difference is it won't have those logos. They're selling these in a bundle on their website. I'll put a link on there. And one of them will be signed by the author. I don't think they specify which one, but I almost get the impression that Mr. Slaughter is signed. I'm not sure. If you send him an email, ask him. I don't think they specify that, but I kind of got that impression. Anyway, Mr. Slaughter is the one that's hard to come by. The limited edition, I believe, only had 274 copies compared to others that range much, much higher. Many more copies out there. And I don't believe it's been in print for a while either. So Mr. Slaughter is kind of the one that collectors are after, the fans are after. And it's neat. It's neat. So let's take a look. Again, this one starts at book 3 in the Corbett series, which is Mr. Slaughter. There's our cover. I already showed it to you in the wrap, but it looks different outside. And there's a spine, which you'll see when you place it on the shelf. And then the back of it, telling a little bit about the story, a little bit about Robert McCammon. And so on. The texture of this cover. Some of these soft cover books, they got a really smooth, soft texture. It almost is snuggly soft feeling. So looking inside this book, it's a typical, well, let's say typical trade soft cover edition. The print size is rather small. I mean, you're getting a lot of words into a small book. So the print size is rather small for this. I don't know if the trade editions, when they actually come out, will have larger print or not. I would guess not. I would assume that they'll be just about the same as this. The artwork will verify, but I believe the artwork for all of these will be by Vincent Chung. Interior design by Kate Freeman Design. But Vincent Chung, the artist, great work. We'll take a look at all of these covers here. One thing I noticed here is this book right here says that. What does it say? What does it say? It says Lividian Publications trade paperback first printing. So the bundle that's being sold on their website right now is the first printing. Anything after that will not be, I don't think, will be listed as a first print. So the arcs say first printing, but I don't think they would truly be considered first prints. Because in my opinion, I think to be technically a first print, it has to be sold. And the arcs aren't sold, so the first print would be the first print that's available to the public to buy. Anyway, it says that here. I kind of get the impression that these books are the same as those books, except for this little logo here. And when you buy the bundle, one of them is signed, at least while supplies last. One of them is signed. After Mr. Slaughter, we have The Providence Rider. And so this will be the 4th novel in the Matthew Corbett series. And again, the Vincent Chung artwork just looks terrific. Making sure. Just wanted to verify. Vincent Chung, I believe he does all of these covers on all of these books here. So the Providence Rider. Let's take a look at the next one. The River of Souls. Man, that looks good. Not for sale. Not for sale. Goes on my shelves. And there it'll stay, perhaps, until one day I sell this palace and move to my shed up on Lookout Mountain one day in retirement, hopefully not too far from now, hopefully. But the artwork, very, very nice, and part of what I wanted here. I love the artwork, I love the covers, and they look so good. There's the River of Souls. And here's a big one, Freedom of the Mask. And there's some more of Vincent Chung's stellar artwork. They look so nice. I'm excited. I'm glad to have this set here. And I'm almost the guy that's going to want to get the Robert McCammon stuff when it comes out, especially being a fan of Matthew Corbett. And there's Cardinal Black. This one I've got multiple copies of. One from Cemetery Dance, a couple from SST. A very popular installment in this series. But there's the cover for Cardinal Black. More Vincent Chung artwork. Just so good. So nice. Thanks, Brian James Freeman, for doing the good work you do. Thanks to all the folks at Lividian Publications. Thank you for watching. I can't think of no more lies to tell. So, say la vie, baby.